Hey everybody, Spacious here, and today I want to share with you my Lbrs boost as an alternative to doing Stratholme for mages. A lot of people were saying that Frostbolt RNG kind of sucks to have to rely on, especially if you're trying to sell a boost, because you don't want to die when people are paying you for a service. I understood that, so I basically converted my Lbrs gold farm into a boost, and I've been using it to level up a paladin. And it worked out really well. I'm already in Outlands now, and I didn't have to rely on any paladins, so that was pretty cool. In other news, I'm about to hit 3,000 subs, so that's pretty awesome. I really never thought that I would get to this point. Even though I'm still a small channel, that it's still pretty awesome to be here, so I just want to thank you guys. Other than that, let's go ahead and take a look at the gear, and then we'll hop into it. So I'm using max fire res gear. You can easily run this with around 180 fire res, but I chose to get as much as possible because I was going to be in here for a really long time to get my paladin up to 58. So I wanted to make it easier on myself, because the more you have, the easier this gets. But if you can only get 180, then that's fine too. Everything just comes straight off the auction house. I just bought it with gold. And pretty much everything that isn't fire res either has spirit or MP5 on it. So nothing too crazy, pretty accessible to everyone. If you need help getting fire res, just pause this section and look at all the gear that I had and search on your auction house for those pieces and see if you can get some. So right when you walk in, we have to kill a few packs here, because our alt, or my paladin in this case, needs a safe path over to the safe spot where he's going to stand for the entire dungeon. So you can see we're just pulling all of the things that he might aggro here, and then I go into an ice block immediately so that all the casters group up on me. The only thing to look out for here is some of the casters have a counterspell ability. Most of the time you'll resist it, but I think there's a 10% chance you won't. So if you get counterspelled, then just kind of run away until you can cast again. And make sure to stay away from the melee mobs, because they have an interrupt, and it'll be the same story with that. So I like to just kind of do Flame Strike and Blizzards until they're all dead. This really shouldn't take more than 2 or 3 minutes, because this is a very small portion of the run. We actually have a lot to do in here, so try to get this done quickly so that you can move on to the real stuff. One thing to also note is you can enter Lbrs at level 48, which is pretty nice. Strat, I believe, is 45, so kind of has it beat by 3 levels, but not a huge deal. You can always just go get boosted by a bad paladin for 3 levels, and then come with a real Chad mage into Lbrs, and it'll be much better for you. So you always have that option. In the end, the experience from Lbrs ended up being a bit better than Stratholme, but it really depends on the paladin you get in Stratholme. Sometimes you get some people who are just, they're just there to make gold and they don't really care about their character. Those runs tend to not be so good, but if you get a really good paladin, then Stratholme will probably be better. But anyways, once you've got this all down, you can see that my paladin doesn't have to worry about pulling anything now. So I can just run straight through here over to the right, up this ramp, and jump down. And then we're going to go sit in the tunnel. There's a nice little corner, and I'll be able to get all the experience from there. And I won't have to worry about dying or anything like that. So this part of the video is just a standard Lbrs pull. I've fast forwarded it because I've already taught everyone how to do Lbrs. If you're not familiar with it, then go check it out. I have a video on my channel explaining exactly how to do it to farm gold, and it's the exact same pull as that video. So just go learn that and then come back. But if you do already know it, then stick around, because I have another pull after this that I'm adding so that we can get maximum experience for the paladin. The only thing to note on this part is make sure when you kill the mobs, you kill them either on the ramp or you kill them on this bottom floor part, because you won't get experience past that. So just make sure that you keep them all down here. So from this part alone, you'll get about 25,000 experience, which is pretty good. Can't complain about that. It only took 9 minutes to do all of that, but we have more. So man up, buff up, and buckle in, because this part's going to get bumpy. So there's one thing you need to know about this next part. there's a specific type of mob called a summoner that we have to avoid. The reason is because they have an ability that summons you to their location, which is a really strange ability. I've never seen anything like it. But basically, all these packs have a chance to spawn a summoner. So you'll see me kind of go check all these packs out and determine where the summoner is in each one and then mark it. A lot of times the summoners are replaced with evokers, which is great. That means we'll be able to pull that specific pack. And then one thing is there's always going to be one summoner that pats around the room. We just want to pull him over to the side and kill him. You can see there's the summon ability right there. Kind of weird. But when you have 50 mobs chasing you and they all want to kill you, one summoner in your pull is going to ruin it. You're going to die. So make sure that you don't have any summoners and make sure you get them all marked up. Because when we do this pull, we want to see the marks easily so that we know which packs to avoid. Every pack is optional. That's the great part about this. So anytime a summoner spawns in a pack, you can just skip it and move on. You don't have to worry about it. What I used to do is I used to try and kill off the summoner and then go invis or reset, and then I could pull that pack, but that's just doing too much and it takes way too much time. So once you get to the bridge, you can jump off because there's no more summoners past that point. And then you want to pull the ogres, and you can pull the beasts if you want to. It's just a little bit of extra experience, but they're normal mobs, so don't worry about it if you don't want to. And then you're just going to run through, make sure you avoid everything that you have marked as a summoner. You do not want to pull them, because if you do, you will die. Grab these sleeping mobs over to the left, and this pack typically never has a summoner, so you don't have to worry about that. Grab this pack with an evoker, that's great. Pull the sleeping mobs on the left, and then we're going to run to the last boss and pull all the mobs in there. There will never be a summoner in the last room. It's typically only that previous room we were just in that you have to worry about. You'll see sometimes those dogs, they've reset, and sometimes they bring other mobs with them, but I've never really had a problem. They always seem to come back. The dogs will stay reset, but the other mobs come back, so don't worry about that. Just kind of go around here, pulling everything, and go up to the very end here by the boss, wait as long as possible, and then jump off. I do a nice little Nova here, and the dogs reset. Oh well, I don't care. And then we're going to freeze everything and start to blizzard it down right here. From this point on, your only goal is to stay alive. You're trying to stay far away, and you're trying to just kite these mobs and get them down. You'll get experience from any point on your boosty because you're super close. If you look on the map, you're actually extremely close to the paladin. It's just an elevation change, so that's great. The only thing to note here is one, I didn't swap to mage armor, so I run out of mana very quickly, and I never caught it. I ended up doing the entire thing with ice armor, so it really sucked. Another thing to note is none of these mobs do fire spells, so your fire resist gear is going to be completely worthless at this point. So do with that information what you will. I still choose to wear a lot of it due to the first pull, and you can definitely improve the kill speed on this part as long as you swap to your mage armor. So if all goes well and you haven't pulled any summoners, then you can just kite back and forth in this hallway and get everything down, and that'll be the entire thing. So there's your bonus pull, and let's go check out the experience. So you can see we got 40,000 experience, took about 18 minutes. Would have been faster if I swapped to mage armor, but I didn't, so is what it is. At this point, when you want to reset, you can invite a third character and have two characters in the dungeon log out and have it reset, or you can run around and reset, but just know that that's going to take a little bit longer. So there it is, guys. There's the LBRS boost. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helps you out. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace.